Have you ever wondered what really happened to the mysterious Lost Roanoke Colony? In the late 16th century, the Roanoke Colony was a thriving English settlement on the eastern coast of what is now the United States. It was established in 1585, and its mysterious disappearance has been shrouded in mystery for centuries. The Roanoke Colony was significant not only because it was the first English settlement in North America, but also because of its impact on the course of American history. The colony's disappearance has become one of the most enduring, unsolved mysteries in American history, sparking intense debate and speculation. The story of the Roanoke Colony begins with the voyages of Sir Walter Raleigh, who sponsored several expeditions to North America in the late 16th century. Raleigh's goal was to establish a permanent English settlement in the New World, and in 1585 he sent a group of settlers to Roanoke Island in present-day North Carolina. The colony was established on the island, and the settlers began to build their new lives. However, the colony faced significant challenges from the outset, including harsh weather conditions, a lack of supplies, and conflicts with the local Native American tribes. Despite these challenges, the settlers persevered, and the colony seemed to be thriving. However, in 1587, the colony's governor, John White, returned to England to gather more supplies and to persuade more settlers to join the colony. Unfortunately, his return was delayed by the English naval war against Spain, and he did not arrive back in Roanoke until 1590. When he finally arrived, he found that the colony had vanished, leaving behind only a few clues as to what had happened. The colonists had left behind a few cryptic clues, including the word Croatoan carved into a tree and a series of strange markings on a nearby wall. However, these clues were not enough to explain what had happened to the settlers, and the mystery of their disappearance has remained unsolved for centuries. In the early 16th century, the English had been exploring the New World, searching for a route to Asia and new resources to exploit. One of the most famous explorers of this era was Sir Francis Drake, who had raided Spanish ships and settlements in the Caribbean. When the English established the Roanoke Colony, they hoped to create a permanent settlement that would provide a foothold for further exploration and exploitation of the New World. The settlers had been told to establish friendly relations with the Native Americans, but this proved to be difficult. The Native Americans were wary of the English, and tensions quickly rose. In addition, the settlers struggled to find sufficient food and supplies, and many of them began to question the wisdom of establishing a colony in such a remote and inhospitable location. In the summer of 1587, the colony's governor, John White, returned to England to gather more supplies and to persuade more settlers to join the colony. Unfortunately, his return was delayed by the English naval war against Spain, and he did not arrive back in Roanoke until 1590. When White finally arrived back in Roanoke, he found that the colony had vanished, leaving behind only a few clues as to what had happened. The settlers had left behind a few personal belongings, including a few broken utensils and some scraps of clothing, but there was no sign of the colonists themselves. White searched the island and the surrounding area, but he could find no trace of the settlers. The disappearance of the Roanoke Colony has been the subject of intense speculation and debate for centuries. Many historians have suggested that the colonists were killed or taken captive by the Native American tribes, while others have proposed that they may have died from disease or starvation. Some have even suggested that the colonists may have abandoned the settlement and returned to England, or that they may have been swept away by a natural disaster. One of the most enduring theories is that the colonists were killed or taken captive by the Native American tribes. This theory is supported by the fact that the colonists had been told to establish friendly relations with the Native Americans, but that tensions had quickly risen. In addition, there were reports of Native American attacks on English settlements in the area, and it is possible that the Roanoke colonists may have been victims of one of these attacks. The Roanoke Colony is a testament to the bravery and determination of the early English settlers, who were willing to risk everything to establish a new life in the New World. So, what do you think happened to the Roanoke Colony? Do you believe that the colonists were killed or taken captive by the Native American tribes, or do you think they may have died from disease or starvation? And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more historical mysteries and unsolved crimes. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.